about the hormones and its imbalances, and if we get hormone imbalance in our body, what all changes will happen, we'll see. So as we are dealing with the hormonal imbalances, first of all, what are these hormones? As we got to know, we have some endocrine system. With that endocrine system, we have several glands in our body. Those glands will secrete the hormones, and in normalcy, we will be healthy. And if those hormones get imbalanced, what all like conditions will happen, we are going to see today. So introduction, as I said, you have several hormones in our body which are related to glands and endocrine system. So if they are in balanced point, we will be having a healthy life or healthy person, like we will be healthy. But in that, if they get high or if they get low in any other conditions, like imbalance means not only in high condition or not only in low condition, it may be anyone. If any hormone, for example, as we saw estrogen, progesterone, everything, if these hormones become high also, the body will get complaints. If these all become low also, the body will get complaints. So those conditions are known as hormonal imbalance, and those hormonal imbalance will be included under several other diseases. So this is the overall brief introduction. So as I said, this is endocrine system, and these all are the glands related to the endocrine system. Obviously, as we are seeing in pic, upper one, every glands, hormones, everything will be common in males and females both. But related to the reproductive organs, the female will be having a separate hormones which we saw, reproductive system, estrogen, progesterone, these all she need for reproductive, for separate reproductive, female reproductive organs. And coming for males, as we know, in reproductive organs we saw, right, in initial classes. So like testosterone hormone is present in males reproductive system or organs. So these varies, rest all will be same, like same glands, same hormones and same secretion. But which are hormones, as I added pic here, these are the glands, and in these particular glands will secrete several other hormones which are related to our health, as shown in this pic. For example, hypothalamus has its own set of hormones, but when these hormones will be released, again it have a particular times or particular condition. These all hormones or these all glands will be active since birth. It's no, like we have several, though we have all these glands present in our body, but according to age, according to time, according to the condition, these all will release several hormones as mentioned in the pic. Because thyroid hormones will not be present from birth only, right? It will not be active from birth only, like already as we got to know about the estrogen, right? Menarche, though we know baby girl will be having hidden ovums in her ovary since birth only, but when it will be secreted or when when it will be released after estrogen increasing, right? And when this estrogen will be increased in a time of menarche, when our brain sends the stimulus signals to our endocrine system to release estrogen hormone, at that time estrogen hormone will be released, and due to that the is like ovum in ovary, ovum starts to release, right? In same way, all these glands have their particular actions, particular time, particular age to release and get activated, and these all depends on particularly age. But imbalances of these, if some for example, we can say simple thing we can take about the stomach. This gastrin may be, ghrelin may be, histamine may be, will be present all over the life in our gut, right, in stomach. But if they are releasing in a normalcy, in normal way, if they are releasing, then our gut power will be good, metabolism power will be good, and we will be healthy. But if these are it's secreting more or it's secreting less, it will imbalance the metabolism, and it will form or it will create the complaints in our body, right? In same way, all this, like another thing we can take example as thyroid hormones. Though though we have thyroid and parathyroid glands in our body lifelong, but the secretion of this T3, T4 maybe, or overall TSH, thyroid stimulating hormones, anything maybe, if they vary, if they become less, we will be having one condition, and if they if this level is more, then we will be having another condition like hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism, right? But if these hormones or if this thyroid gland is functioning well in a normal way, then we will not be having any issue of thyroid glands. Only thyroid glands, they are mentioned, this T3, T4 or any like sorts of hormones related to only thyroid glands. If this increases or decreases, it will not be related to any other glands or organs in our body. It will be only related to thyroid glands, and thyroid stimulating hormones varies. In same way, all this particular body, particular gland related to a particular set of hormones. If these varies, particular gland will be affected, but not the other parts. Now, coming to any other, like this liver, maybe liver also, or pancreas. Pancreas, usually we will see complaints, right? Pancreas have one of the hormone is insulin, right? If insulin varies or there is deficiency of our insulin in our body, what will happen? There will be increase in glucose in our blood, nothing but diabetes. So if the person is having diabetes, obviously in higher condition, initially they will go with the tablets, but through tablet also, if their RBS, that is blood sugar level, is not decreasing, then obviously they will go for insulin dependent diabetes, right? We will say they are insulin dependent diabetes. They will give insulin injections artificially, nothing but there will be deficiency of insulin in their body. In same way, like has the pancreas related to insulin, or stomach related to gastrin, or thyroid related to 3T3 4. Likewise, all this ovaries or testosterone related to particular estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. In same way, all our body works on these hormones with the help of glands. So if these all are normal, obviously the persons will be well-being. If they are well-being, what all changes, like what all activities will be in the body, growth and development will be good, metabolism processes will be good, everything. If these all glands are secreting hormones in a correct way, in a correct age, and after secretion also, if they are in normal level, we will be having a healthy lifestyle. That only, if these hormones get imbalanced, it may be low or increased, we will be having some health issues in our body. Like as they gave, hormone imbalances happen when your body's chemical hormones get mixed up. Chemical hormones are nothing but reversed hormones. Like if particular hormone need a particular way of diet, lifestyle, something, and we are doing a wrong thing. These messengers control things like growth, mood, and more. When they are not at the right levels, it can cause various health problems. It can be due to stress, aging, or other reasons. Fixing these imbalances is important for staying healthy. If these all, if these all, like all hormones which we saw, if these all hormones get imbalanced, several other diseases related to particular glands we will get. So those are, we'll see. First thing is, what are causes for hormonal imbalance? Now we got to know, like we have several hormones and related to several glands, and those all will be functioning in their own way. What may cause to get these all hormones in an imbalance way? Common causes are stress. Stress is a main thing to imbalance the hormones. Special initial point is stress. Because of this reason only, nowadays we are having several diseases in lower age. Like for example, diabetes, like in before days, after 40s or after 50s, they were getting diabetes, right? Nowadays we can see in 30s or 25s, nearer to 25 or 30 year age only, we'll be seeing somewhat borderline diabetic patients, and when they reach 40 to 45, they will be identified as or diagnosed as a diabetic patient, right? Due to stress. Because before days, how it was, only like few people were working as a like professionals, but obviously many were working as a homemakers or even meals for agriculture on their own way. When they want, they were working. When they want rest, they were taking. But nowadays, our life, how it happened, IT field, like totally IT field workers we have became, right? 6 hours running towards the work, and after coming running towards the home activities, everything. Like overall life, we had made like a horse who like the horse animal. They will, why they will be tying the cloth or covering to the horse, because it should not see other side and it should not get diverted to go other side, right? Like that our life has become. We are tying some cloths to our eyes and we are running towards the activities or professional works or any work which is already fixed, like fixed rule, we are running towards the life, right? These had like it's becoming a stress towards our body, and due to this stress we are getting hormonal imbalances, one thing. And due to this lifestyle, even we are not able to have a healthier diets, healthier food, and the food in a regular basis. So due to this, again hormonal imbalances will take place. So stress and even poor diet is a main cause. You may think how poor diet may imbalance the hormones. As we saw, our stomach also have some sort of hormones which will be released when we eat, right? And in initial some topic I explained or I mentioned, whatever we are taking medicines, it may be diet or it may be supplements or it may be medicines, to get absorbed, we need some enzymes in our gut. If that enzymes are absent, whatever we are taking, it will not be absorbed and it will be not circulated in our body. So it will be waste. To overcome that enzymes, obviously hormones are one of the main cause, right? So if we are having poor diet, irregular diet, it will disturb our stomach hormones. It will disturb, obviously, like whole bodies are something, right? They'll be interlinked with one another. So one system hormones get disturbed, it will disturb linked with other organs or other glands, other systems. So other complaints also will start, and with that, as stomach hormone is getting got disturbed, due to that our gut power, especially metabolism, will get disturbed. So due to that, again we will get several diseases, so interlinked with each other. And medical conditions like PCOS, thyroid disorders, or diabetes, in this what will happen, actually this medical condition in PCOS or thyroid, our hormones will get disturbed, or it's vice versa. By hormone getting disturbed, even we will get PCOS, thyroid disorders, diabetes, everything. So these both are interlinked. If hormones get disturbed, we will get these diseases. Obviously, if we get these diseases, we can get the complaints. But even these three conditions are interlinked again. If a person had some sort of hormone disturbance like estrogen disturbance or progesterone disturbance, and the person got, or female got, PCOS, this Mihir, this PCOS condition can be, again it can cause the thyroid hormones disturbances, imbalances, and these can disturb again the gut power, and it can cause the diabetes. So these all are interlinked with each other. And next cause is medication. Even medication, some sort of medicines, especially steroids, when we go for modern set of medicines, obviously they will add one steroid tablet or steroid form of content in a medicines list. This will disturb the hormones in our body if we take for longer duration. Obviously, though, like you can ask that, though we know that they are giving steroid, like even doctors know we are giving steroid for that reason, they're all hormonal imbalances or they will get complaints, then why they will give? You may ask a question. Actually, the line of treatment or the protocol of treatment is like that. If they add one steroid content in those medicines, the body will take its action soon. So the complaints will reduce soon. So for this reason, obviously, as a doctor, they will be like, when I give medicine to a patient, they should get cured soon, so that they will get belief on me and they will give me follow up, one thing. And another thing, has a treatment, like obviously their mind will be like, if I give treatment, this sort of medicines, the patient will get cured, so they will give. So due to medications for longer duration also may hamper hormones. And aging and menopause. Aging is nothing but one thing in a menarche condition, and another thing, as we saw in yesterday's session, menopause, due to hormonal imbalances. Obviously, at that age, it is the age to get hormonal imbalanced, and the woman will get complaint. That is menopause, right? So according to aging, the hormones will change. Lifestyle factors. Actually, before what we saw, these all are due to our normal routine activities. But especially lifestyle factors, like we with our own activities, we are hampering our hormones, are lack of sleep. If we didn't have 7 to 8 hours sleep on daily basis, this will disturb our body's hormones. Excessive exercise. Here, exercise may be our physical exercise or our routine activities, what we are doing, or whatever the works we are doing. If we are doing the activities more than our capacity, what we are taking the calories, if we are doing the or burning the calories more than we are taking, it will hamper the Again, gut power, it will hamper the hormones and interlink with each other. So these all are the causes for imbalancing the hormones in our body. So due to that hormonal imbalances, whatever imbalances happened, like in previous causes, due to causes we saw, what conditions may happen in a body. As we saw in initial slide, different sorts of glands we have and it will secrete different sorts of hormones, right? So if these all related to particular glands or like due to these all hormones, we will get some sort of diseases. So what all diseases we will get? Those all are here. Like even we may get obesity, infertility, menstruation changes, pre-menstruation syndromes, that is PMS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, that is PCOS or PCOD, diabetes, thyroid diseases, skin conditions. Skin conditions means acne, marks, or rashes, even rashes. And in some sort of conditions like growth and development issues in children and teens, and mental health challenges, and lastly menopause. So these all are the common diseases in a person. Rather than these, we have many signs and symptoms, but these all are diseases. I think you all can understand the difference between the diseases, disorders, and signs and symptoms, right? Signs and symptoms are which our body is showing as a sign that something is not good in my body. Same signs and symptoms may be present in different sort of diseases, right? So these some are diseases. And what is the difference between diseases and disorders? Like disease is a condition a body have some sort of complaints, and after giving medicine it got cured. That is disease. But whereas syndromes or disorders are the conditions which we can't change it. It will be for lifelong. For example, now you can see syndrome is obviously, if for time being, if we treat the hormone imbalanced whatever happened, and she can lead a regular menstrual cycle after giving a treatment. But what will happen, though we give a treatment, again ovulation changes, ovary changes will be continued for lifelong till she get menopause, right? Same way like syndrome, PMS, though we treat her hormonal imbalance and if we give medicines also, again next month she will get cycles, again hormonal imbalances will take place. It will be a regular cycle till she gets menopause, right? So which will be for continuous, that is known as syndrome or disorder. In same way we have several sort of diseases. These all the diseases which are occurred or which will be occurring in our body due to especially hormonal imbalance. So as we are seeing a pic here, as I said, these all are the diseases. But what all signs and symptoms our body shows when we get the hormonal imbalances are here. Common general symptoms are fatigue, weight gain or weight loss, mood swings, irregular periods, hair loss or excessive hair growth. Excessive hair growth is not a scalp hair growth here. Actually, in some sort of hormonal imbalances, they will get, like for example in like women or girls, they will get the extra hairs like maybe mustaches, not like severe mustaches like males, but some hair growth, or here they will get the hair growth in chin part. And some women even in PCOD or PCOS condition, they will get overall facial hair growths. Yeah, that's what I was saying, ma'am. Facial hair growths. These all are excessive hair growths due to hormonal imbalances. Then gender specific symptoms. As we know, particular hormones are dependent on genders. According to that, they may get complaints. So these all are general signs and symptoms. Again, when we come for particular glands, particular hormones, particular organs, again it will be having different sorts of complaints. For example, in mental health, if they are, the mental health is nothing but the hormones related to happy hormones and stress hormones, cortisol, oxytocin, these all sorts of hormones we have. By releasing, we will get, for example, if I took any tension and I didn't have sleep last night correctly, and I am continuing this for regularly for few days, our bodies, for example my body's cortisol hormone will get increased. Due to cortisol hormone, my body or my mind will start to have stress, mood swings, or depression. These all will come under mental health, and complaints will be related to the mental health only. In same way, several others like skin and hair problems. Obviously, skin and hair problems means in skin, some pinkish rashes or acne, or the roughness of scalp hairs or losing of hairs. Even in hormonal imbalances, we'll get hair loss also. Those all conditions. And in sleep disorders, obviously insomnia, inability to sleep, disturbance sleep, or in some condition they may have excessive sleep, more than, like if you leave them for 24 hours, they can sleep for 24 hours. Like that conditions they may have. Or in digestive problems, as we already discussed, metabolism condition, problems like constipation, loose stools, or severe cravings maybe, or loss of appetite maybe. And in period problems, already has like last 2 3 sessions we discussed, related to menstruation cycle problems we will get. It may be PCOD, PCOS, or bleeding changes, anything maybe. And in fertility condition, obviously has our reproductive system have particular hormones. If they are imbalanced, the patient may have infertility or low sexual drive. They may not feel to have intimacy only. They will get aversion when couples come each other. These are conditions they may have. Or even they may get miscarriages, because we know, after implantation, everything, our progesterone takes a role there. Progesterone will maintain a whole pregnancy. If progesterone is not there, then obviously the woman will get miscarriages. If she get conceived also, then she will get miscarriages. Or in some conditions, she will not be able to conceive only. So these all conditions. When we come for muscles and bones, like muscle weakness, or especially in vitamin D deficiencies, weakness of bones, joints, or severe fatigue, these all they may have. And weight and fat has, we are like muscle is different and fat is different. Already we discussed, right? Muscle is which on our bone, we have some sort of fleshy thing, that is muscle. For example, now I am thin, so I don't have any fat. My bones are included with only muscles which are related to a body's functioning. But who will be obese, there at that condition, what will happen? These muscles will be replaced or combined with the fat, which will be accumulated in particular body parts, and we will say it has obesity. So these all conditions, and these all fat accumulation on muscles, when it will happen, again hormones takes a role there. I'll explain in next slide. And body temperature, even in hormonal imbalances, body temperatures also plays a role. Like in menopause, we saw she will be having severe sweating due to decline of the hormones, right? In that condition, obviously our body temperature also will change. So these all are the particular related conditions according to the hormones. So again, has like last slide only, types of hormonal imbalances. Those are thyroid hormones imbalance, it will cause hyperthyroidism or hypothyroidism. Insulin imbalance will cause diabetes. Reproductive hormones will cause, especially which hormone? Estrogen, testosterone, and progesterone. Cortisol imbalance, stress related issues. So particular hormones and particular set of diseases or complaints we will get. So as I said in last slide, how it will be related. Why I added particularly this pick rather than all other diseases, because it may be male or female, especially in obesity. When they will be planning, this is a main role now. It's running like anything in social medias, right? If any sort of advertisement, if we see, we will reduce your weight in 10 days or 20 days or 1 month, and you have to join our workshop. 100 people will be in a queue to join that event, right? Or that workshop, because our people are not getting why they are getting obese. Even like in our surroundings, we can see like our neighbors or our colleagues, our friends will be complaining, I'll not eat much, I'll eat very less, and I'm maintaining all the activities also, like exercises or yoga asanas, everything I'm doing, then too I'm gaining weight, don't know why. They will complain this, right? Actually, our, especially the women's obesity, especially because as we got to know, many hormones are related to a woman's body, and she will be going through the many changes like menarche, menstrual cycle, menopause, and in that, in between, pregnancy, babies, everything. So in her body, obviously regularly hormonal imbalances, hormonal changes will taking place. When these all are taking place, if slight changes in these hormones will cause obesity in a woman, especially when, how we can identify that whether she is getting obese, or in males also, but less in ratio. When ratio we see 2:1, females will be 2 and males will be 1. How we can identify that? Due to hormonal changes, they are becoming fat, not due to their eating or calorie burns. Two differences are there. If they are gaining weight due to their overeat and due to less activity, overall body they will be obese, chubby. But in this condition, due to hormonal imbalances, if the person is gaining weight, how their body will be? If you see their face, they will be normal. Even hands will be normal, but their chest part will be big in some, and even that will be normal in some. But special point is only trunk region, only the buttock region, there will be excessive fat. If you see their body, their upper part will be very normal, and only the buttock part, like trunk part, will be hefty one, and rest all extremity, extremities, hands, legs, face, everything will be normal. So this is the main sign, like they are gaining weight due to hormonal imbalances. We can identify. Yeah, ma'am. Pierce body. We'll say in normal term as Pierce body, because Pierce, you saw the pear, right? Pear, how it will be? Upper it will be normal, and down it will be bulged one. Same thing will happen. So this is the sign they are becoming obese due to hormonal imbalances, not due to their eating or activities. So here what will happen? Hormones links to weight gain. How these hormones will be linked to weight gain? If they have thyroid deficiency, then there will be increased in thyroid stimulating hormone and decrease in T3 T4. It will lower the metabolism and it will gain the weight. And in same way, if there is estrogen dominance, gains in hips, thighs, and breasts. Here what will be? The progesterone will be decreased and estrogen will be increased. In such cases, this will happen. And same thing in androgen imbalances. Loss of lean muscles or fat replaces. This will happen when, if there is imbalance in the androgen hormone. And in vitamin D deficiency, visceral fat gain. There will be visceral fat gain and decrease in the vitamin D3 and vitamin D2. And insulin resistance or metabolic syndromes, obviously in the diabetes we see, they will gain weight. Actually, we think like they gained weight, so they got diabetes. Actually, it's vice versa. If they get insulin hormonal imbalance, they will get diabetes. Due to diabetes, they will gain weight. So these all are the common causes of insulin resistance. Sedentary lifestyle, one thing. Hormonal imbalances, obesity, poor diet, poor sleep, smoking. Due to these all hormones variation will take place, and due to these all hormone, especially due to these hormones, there will be gain in weight. So how this is? Weight gain and hormones are linked with each other, but we think like, we are not doing that, we are not doing this, and to lose weight we will cut off all the diet, we will take only protein. Nothing, nothing will work there. Best example is, like, if any of your friends, you may be here, they will complain like, I joined some workshop to lose weight, rest all are losing weight in 20, like in 1 week they lose 2 to 3 kgs, but my weight I'm not changing anything, though I do everything, like diet control, activities, physical activities, walking, and whatever activities they are saying I'm following, but there is no any changes in my weight. This will be the reason there, because only they are concentrating on their metabolic state, digestion, and burning the calories. But who will concentrate on hormones if they are gaining weight due to hormonal imbalances? It will be, no, it will not give 100% result, right? Actually, this vitamin B12 and vitamin D deficiency nowadays, it's very common in especially women's, Vidya ma'am. So in that condition, one thing has been mentioned, like especially diet. As we know, whatever diet we are having, it's all adulterated one. So what our body needs, the supplements we are not getting through our normal vegetables or fruits. So one thing, we should concentrate on that particular content which we like, deficiency we have. Another thing, why especially women are getting vitamin D and vitamin B12 deficiency nowadays is postpartum care. Before this, what they were doing after delivery, till 5 months, they were not doing any works and they were taking full rest with full nutritious diet. We all know this, right? But nowadays, has we only example. What we are doing, within 3 months or some within 1 month only after delivery, they will rush to work and they will rush to routine activities, right? They are not able to take rest, and especially they are not able to take nutritious diet. So due to this, we are getting repeatedly vitamin B12 and vitamin D deficiency. Basic thing is diet changes, and especially if they have vitamin D vitamin D deficiency, like complaints, basic tips you can give them is exposed to sunlight. Now we are not exposing to sunlight. That is the main problem. Advise them to have exposed to sunlight, and normal in routine milk, egg, whichever the calcium supplements are there, or for vitamin B12, nuts, everything we can go with this. If they are having very much complaints, you can go with the supplementaries in the form of herbal thing, or in the form of medications, like modern medications according to their complaints. Many we have, they can go. So now we got to know we have some sort of hormones, and it will create the imbalances. If those hormones got imbalances, some complaints or diseases we will get. We got to know. But as we discussed, some set of signs and complaints will be in many other diseases, several diseases. So how we get to know it's due to hormonal imbalances only? One thing, due to complaints, or as we saw, like if there is extra hair growth, or if there is obesity, it will be particularly due to some hormones we will get to know. But blindly we can't say that due to this hormone only you are getting, right? We should we want some medical terms, diagnostic way. So how we can do? Medical history and physical examination, one thing. This imaging studies where we will get like ultrasound for PCOS or MRI for adrenaline issues. In some sort of conditions, like in PCOS, though it is due to hormonal, when we do ultrasound, we will get variations in their body. So by seeing variations in their ovary, like ovarian cyst, we will get. So if they have ovarian cyst, obviously it will be due to hormonal imbalances. So we can diagnose them. So these are the diagnostic tools to verify that these conditions are due to hormonal imbalances. So treatment protocol, how we can, now we got to know due to some hormonal imbalances, they got complaint. So how we can treat it? Actually, as we got to know, due to our lifestyle changes, these all are happening. First thing, balanced diet. Balanced means how? Like again, if we have some deficiency in set of weight loss, what we will do? We will cut off all the nutrition and we will be dependent on only protein. Or if we got to know, like as we discussed, if we got to know we have vitamin D deficiency or vitamin B12 deficiency, we will concentrate only on vitamin D and vitamin B12. We will cut off all other nutritions, right? We should not do that. Though we are on any medication, our body need all set of nutritions, right? So we should take all balanced diet. And if, for example, if we have vitamin B12 and vitamin D deficiency, by having all sort of nutrition diet, we should increase some sort of sources of intake of vitamin D and vitamin B12 in a increased way. If we are in a weight loss journey, then though we are having all nutritious diet, we should have in a low amount, quantity low, and whatever we are intaking, if we are in weight loss journey, we should burn that calorie, doubled calorie. If I am taking 1,000 calories per day, I should burn 2,000 calories per day, so that I'll get weight loss. Obviously, I'll get weight loss and my body will be having all nutritious diet also. But people will not do this. They will concentrate only on single line, and due to that, they will get another health issues in a further days. So we should have balanced diet and regular exercises. Obviously, like all set of yogasanas, everything we saw, the regular physical activities must and should to be healthy. And stress management has been got to know, due to stress, several set of hormonal imbalances are getting due. So stress should be maintained. When coming for medications, hormonal replacement therapy, this is in extreme condition, or we can see in PCOS or PCOD conditions also. Due to hormonal imbalances, they are getting complaints. So what we are doing there? If they have excessive estrogen, we are taking it to normal, or if they have less progesterone, we are making it increased. So hormonal replacement therapy, birth control pills in some sort of conditions or complaints of a woman, insulin for diabetes. These are from medications how we can control hormones. And natural remedies like herbal supplements. It may be home remedies, it may be any herbal sort of medicines, or it may be any Ayurvedic medicines. And acupuncture, obviously, as we discussed in last class also, this acupuncture nowadays, it's being a viral one. Nothing it will do, like it will stimulate the vibes in our body. And in some sort extreme conditions, Like again, depends on complaints, body prakriti and the person's condition. Surgical interventions also, if necessarily, we can go. So these all are the treatment protocol when they already got imbalanced hormones. But my hormones should not get imbalanced. What we can do? Preventive steps, what we can take. Now, for example, I am healthy, but I got to know due to hormonal imbalances, diseases will happen, these all will happen. So how I can prevent it? How I can prevent the hormonal imbalances naturally? Obviously, as we got to know, the lifestyle is main thing to get all these hormonal imbalances. So obviously, lifestyle I should maintain in a healthy way. How I can maintain? Eating healthy habits, nothing but balanced diet, regular health checkups, especially after 40s, because after 40s only all hormonal imbalances will start, right? Like menopause or any other conditions like diabetes, thyroid, everything. So every 6 months we should go for, after 40 age, every 6 months we should go for routine lipid profile check. Avoid excessive stress, maintaining a healthy weight. So these are all basic steps. Basic steps. With this, prioritize sleeping, especially 6 to 7 hours sleep, reduce stress. Stress is nothing but, even it may be overthinking on any matter. That should be avoided. Excessive exercise regularly, weight management, eat more healthy fats. We know in fats also we have like healthy fat and non-healthy fat, right? If its fat accumulation in excessive condition, it will turn to obesity. So some sort of fat or muscles our body need to protect our activities, right? So the healthy fat, if we are taking fat also, it should be a healthy fat. For example, how we have bad cholesterol and good cholesterol. Cholesterol is obviously bad, but again in that we have bad cholesterol also and good cholesterol also. In same way, some sort of fat is good to our body to maintain the bodily temperature, to maintain the activities of bones, everything, but it should not be in an excessive way. And do not eat more or less. We should not eat more also, because we will get obese. Not only obese, some sort of conditions we will get. And we should not eat less also, as we discussed in food. If we eat less, our nutrition will get distracted. Deficiency of nutrition will happen. Again, due to that, we will get complaints. And consumption of green tea is effective. Again, green tea, rather than green tea, like any sort of home remedies. It may be mente water, it may be like jeera water, it may be any sort of healthy herbal teas. It is good. Obviously, we should avoid caffeine. So instead of caffeine, you can have healthy herbal teas. So these all are the preventive aspects, and treatment protocol, causes, what are these hormones, everything about the hormone.